A baby daddy didn't see his daughter for 10 years. You guys already know the whole story. If you don't know it, go look at my playlist on my page. It's called New Here, Life Story. The videos, you got to start from the bottom and work your way back up to the top. But Anthony, for those 10 years, thought that I was seeing the emails and that we were just ignoring them. But I actually had no idea. It was actually crazy because once we we didn't even talk about that. Like, I wasn't like, why didn't you see her? And he wasn't like, why didn't you let me see her? We were just like, our main focus was just getting them to be able to be together. And it wasn't until a few months in where I made a comment about something. Like, obviously we were working out how to like co-parent, and I made a comment about something, like said something smart about, well, I've been the one doing it by myself for the last, 10 years. And he said something back to the effect that like he had been trying, and I'm just like, bull, like that's BS. And he pulled out his phone and showed me the emails that he had been sending, and I felt like the biggest idiot in the world. Now, a lot of people have said, well, why didn't he try to take you back to court or do any of this? You got to remember, when Anthony and I originally divorced, back years and years and years ago, Anthony and I were living paycheck to paycheck, both of us. He could barely afford the lawyer that he had, that helped him, through our divorce. He did not have the money, to take me back to court. But he worked his behind off, the company that he was working for, the plumbing company. He worked his butt off. He saved up his money. He ended up buying a partnership into the company, and then ended up buying the company outright. And the whole time thinking, okay, I'm going to get to this point financially where I can go and take her back to court, because he thought it was going to be a fight between him and I. And then once he finally had the funds to do it, when you hear Anthony tell the story, and he's talked about it a little bit over on our IG, Anthony was raised by his stepdad. He thought that Penelope was happy with her stepdad, and he thought, if I rip her away from this family that she knows, will she hate me? And he really didn't know what to do. I believe, and he's told me, and we've had this conversation with Penelope, he regrets his decision, but he fully trusted that she was well taken care of, and that she was loved, and that he could possibly cause confusion for her. I think we both have regrets on how we handled the situation. But all I can say is that the relationship that the two of them have now, I could not ask for a better father-daughter relationship. I have seen absolutely nothing like it. The way that man loves that little girl and the way she loves him, you would never, ever, ever know that they have not been obsessed with each other for every single day of their life. And that's how that happened.